Alright, so in this one I'll be showing y'all my call small AOE. Now I'm going to go ahead and start back from the casting blueprint so that y'all can see the full run through of how it works. So, as you can see, it is the second spell that we give our players the ability to cast. Call small AOE, also showing up there. So, essentially what's going to happen is when they cast this, when they press this input, it will call this spell at this location. So this spell is actually going to it's going to act similar to the fireball. And so, go ahead and show you. So we're calling the small AOE here. So you can see this looks pretty familiar. You have the beginning of the play, which is whenever the actor first comes into existence, and we're adding an impulse to it. We're targeting the sphere that is the fireball, and we're giving it a forward vector of 1,000, and so it's going to move forward at 1,000, whatever 1,000 is. And then whenever it hits something, we're going to apply some damage to it. We're going to emit an explosion to show that yes, something hit here, and then and that's going to spawn there at that location. But right after that, then we have to convert this vector to a transform right here. Right after that, we're going to go ahead and spawn actor BP small AOE. So this is an interesting blueprint because essentially I'm using a spell or a blueprint to call another spell, another blueprint essentially. So I have a fireball that's going to call this small area effect upon impact, kind of like an explosion would. So this is the new thing, and then we're going to destroy the actor like we always do. So nothing really new there except for that. So let's go look at the actual new stuff. So as you can see, I'm going to go ahead and show you the viewport. All there really is this this sphere right here, which we're going to use as a collider, and that's really it. That's all there is as far as components that are actually interesting or important to this blueprint class. There are other things in there, but they're not super important as of right now. So we instantiate this class at the same location where we just spawned the emitter, at the same location where we just collided with something. So we're going to call this one and we're going to put it there, and we're going to have that giant overlapping sphere, not giant, but pretty big overlapping sphere. So this was what was hard for me to figure out how to do. It took me a long time, lots of Googling, to kind of learn how to do this. But once I did, it was really cool, and I was glad that I spent the time to figure out how to do this functionality. So what happens is at the well, we have two, as you can see, we have two initiator nodes here. We have event begin play and event actor begin overlap. And just to show you real quick, basically how this one goes is, as soon as it starts, we're going to put a 3-second timer on it, and as soon as that 3 seconds is up, we're going to go over here and we destroy it. We destroy the actor. And you might be thinking right now, well, why would I want to do that? Well, you'll see why more in a little bit. But for right now, just suffice it to say that I would create this class. After it would hit the point, it would explode and it would create the area of effect. But it wouldn't go away by itself. And you'll see why here. You may be like, well, look, it's attached to the same thing. It says destroy actor. It should always destroy actor. Well, if you look at the logic, you'll find out why it won't always do that. And so this is the fail-safe way of just making sure, look, if nothing happens after 3 seconds, if you didn't do what you were supposed to, just go ahead and get rid of yourself. And you'll see why. So event actor begin overlap. So this is the important one right here. Because what this is talking about, what this is in reference to, is this sphere right here, the one that I showed you earlier, the viewport. So basically, an overlap is just whenever one object collides with this. So that's really all there is to it. If there's two overlapping actors, then it's going to call this and it's going to execute through these. So we have this for each loop right here. So it's what a for each loop essentially is for each element in an array, we're going to do this. So it's a really dynamic way of saying do X, Y many times. So this is X, and this is the Y many times. So what we're going to do is, how you can see, it's going to execute this, and it goes and access this array, and it looks at the overlapping actors. We go ahead and we have a filter on this one because we only want to reference actor overlaps, because we don't want to be applying damage to static meshes or other things in our scene that have nothing to do with the spell. If we just don't want to waste that. It's just clean logic to do it this way, essentially. So how we do that is we get overlapping actors. It's like, well, overlapping actors what? Target, return value of the getting owner, and that's just, get owner is just a conversion from sphere to the target right there. So that's essentially how you get the overlapping actors. And right here for each loop, so loop body, this is what we're going to execute each time, and this is the array element, which is essentially whatever actor it's overlapping. So, and then this is the fail-safe, so just in case if you skip a few, once it's completed, you're going to go ahead and go through here anyways. So if it's overlapping some actors, then it will damage that actor, it'll deal 20 points to it, and it'll do that to each one inside of that overlapping array. And then it'll spawn an emitter at the location, and that's just one emitter. That's not for each of the actors, that's just at the point where it hits, it spawns a giant explosion just to represent the area of effect, and just to give it some visual. Once again, this is like the actual happening, this is the background of it, and this is the front end to make it look nice, and so we can understand why damage is being dealt. And then there's a delay for 0.2 seconds, just so that the emitter is there for a little while, and then we destroy it. And so you may be like, alright Colby, well what's the problem here? Why do we need to have this second bit right here? Well, the problem is, if there are no actors, because we don't want to just accept all parameters, we don't want static meshes and point lights and all those things. We just want actors, we just want pawns. More specifically, we just want pawns. We only want to target those. And so that means that this isn't going to execute every time, because there won't always be things that our sphere is overlapping. So it took me a while to figure this out, but essentially, so we spawn that sphere, we look for any overlapping actors. If there's no overlapping actors there, then none of this even happens. And so it does nothing. It just spawns that, and it will wait there. Now, it would wait there long enough, and once an actor walked into it and triggered it, then all that would happen. But that's not how spells work. They don't, well, not this spell. That's not how I wanted to design it. I didn't want it to linger and just stay there until something happened. So I figured the smarter and cleaner way of doing that was doing this. This also keeps the player from spawning a bunch of these things just everywhere, laying traps, lowering the GPU rates and all that stuff, and just slowing down the program and being really OP. Just, it wouldn't be any fun if it was like that. So, anyways, then I went ahead and created a particle effect as well for this, which is called P Explosion 2. And I'll see if I can't pull it up for y'all. Because this is one that, I should just type it in. This is one that I made, and it was pretty cool. Got to it. Parker helped me out with it a little bit. Just a sec. Gotta go find it real quick. Quick like. Alright, I don't know if it's this one or the next one, but, oh yeah, it's this one. Alright, so I'll just quick and drag this over so you can see that beautifulness. So I really like this one because I had just seen Doctor Strange, and it kind of gave this, that lingering effect. It was just really cool, and so it kind of reminded me of Doctor Strange, and I liked it. So that's what I went with, and that is the small AOE, and I hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next one.